Okay, hello everybody.
Oh, hello.
Ooh, exciting. Eloise Ansell here. I'm very excited. I'm very excited about a workshop that I'm bringing to Brighton in June. It's on the 2nd of June, and we're going to be doing something a little bit different. I've never organised a course around this topic before. So today I have the lovely Frances with me.
Oh,
Oh, looking very gorgeous.
thank
Um,
you.
Yeah, so
Uh, you-
Francis, why don't you introduce yourself and
oh,
tell us a little bit about you to start us off?
okay. Hello. I am Frances. I'm an interactive teaching method teacher of the Alexander Technique. And I came to the Alexander Technique in my mid 40s because I was developing serious knee trouble and hip trouble. So I had both knees and one hip. And I tried everything. The Pilates wasn't helping, and all these kind of exercises and physio wasn't helping, and I was just getting a bit desperate. Somebody said, "You have got to try the Alexander Technique." And I was so desperate, I'd try anything. So I tried, I had some lessons, and I thought, I had a few lessons then, and I went on this residential summer workshop in Cirencester. Um, I thought I'll immerse myself, see if I can get a bit of benefit from immersion. And by the end of this summer workshop, I found myself picking up the brochure for training, thinking, this is, why am I doing this? This is not what I was expecting. Because I was expecting some exercises and something about changing the way I moved by a particular regime or something like that. And it wasn't anything like that. It wasn't anything like that at all. It was, first of all, the thing that grabbed me was that it was about doing less. Where do
I
I
always love that. Yeah.
where do I sign? Yes, because all the other things I've been trying was like trying to correctives, trying to fix this problem by doing something on top to counter it, and that was making more of a problem for me. So to take away the first problem would be better, wouldn't it? So that just made a lot of sense to me. The idea of doing less of the first physical problem rather than adding a second one. So that was brilliant. But the bigger thing that it really helped me with, and continues to help me with, because it didn't cure my arthritis. It doesn't cure anything particularly. So I still have knee arthritis because I got it, and I look after that in various ways. And I still ended up having a hip replacement, which was a bit of a shocker, quite young. But what the Alexander Technique really helped me with was my reaction to what I was dealing with. And it continues to help me with my approach and my outlook and my responses to anything that life throws at me. And that's a life changer for me, because whatever life throws at you, if you can control your response to that, then you're in control of your life. And it teaches you that by teaching you a certain kind of a skill set and the reasoning processes skill set that is so useful, not just for the way you're moving, because if you want to change the way you move to an easier way, mind and body all being as one, as we know they are. We're mind and body are one. They're not separable. So if you want to change the way you're moving, it's the idea behind the movements that you're making that you need to change. So it's the mind that we tackle in the Alexander Technique, and it's the mental processes. So if you want to change the way you're moving, you have to change the ideas that are driving that movement to a different set of ideas to drive a more efficient movement. And that's what we're learning to do. And we learn to do that by these reasoning processes, working things out. And those reasoning processes do help you with the way you move, and to move with less effort, which is wonderful. But it also helps you can use those reasoning processes to in your daily life with everything you're doing, and everything that comes at you. So it becomes more broad, it becomes more philosophical, it becomes certainly practical for all of daily life. And I love it for that. And it's, as I say, it's changed my life. So that's kind of what it is and how I came to it.
Great, thanks for that.
Yeah.
I'm always about things that are practical that people can use. And the thing I love about this is, even though you're saying it's about thinking and things, it's almost about not thinking in some ways as well in my head. In that it seems so simple,
Oh,
and yet
yeah.
it's very effective, if you see what I mean. So it's not like like a taxing, like we're going to grill you kind of
God, no,
exercise?
the opposite of that. People think it is, and I think because people get challenged by it, because to change the way you've been going about doing things for many, many years, sometimes in some cases, can be a challenge. It can feel like, oh, you're being confronted with something, like your ideas have been wrong all this time, and some people can be a bit feel a bit threatened by that. It's a bit of a challenge to change their way of thinking is a challenge for people, and it has been for me. You know, how very dare you? I remember that
we love our habits.
when I first had lessons with my teacher, Simon, I remember being offended that he was kind of suggesting that I might be causing some of my own physical difficulties. I was really offended by that. What do you mean I'm causing my own suffering? How very dare you to suggest that I would want to be causing my own suffering? And he was saying, no, it's really good news, because if there's something you're doing to cause your own suffering, you could change that. You know, that means that there's a way out of it. You know, if you're not in charge of it, then there's nothing you can do about it. This is better. You know, it's too busy being offended.
To hear him.
Yeah, but to be told, I took it as being told I was doing something wrong. You know, and people are frightened of doing something wrong. You know, but actually, it's not so bad to change. It's great to change, and I think to be open to change is brilliant, because it means we can keep on continuing to improve throughout life, right to the very end. We can be getting better at things. And when I was looking at terrible deterioration in my knees and hip and was really a bit despondent, you know, in my late 40s, to be thinking, oh, this is it now. You know, I'm going downhill. It was really quite depressing. So even though I still have battles with the arthritis and this stiffness and the hours and the ouch, I'm improving in so many ways now. I've got this improvement going on, which is so good for morale. You know, my reasoning processes have improved so much that there may be a bit of, you know, bits dropping off here and there.
Love that.
But so what? There are so many things that are going so well, and I'm getting better at, and that's embracing that, and I love that, and that's partly a thing about outlook, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Mindset and our approach to things and our approach to life and how we see the world.
Yeah, because life's always going to throw something at us. We always need challenge. I always talk about the healing nature of challenge.
Yeah, yes, they give you lessons. They're there to teach you things. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And so anything that I always organise is all about helping people to reach their potential.
Yes. Oh, that word, that wonderful word.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And well, our head of training talks about fulfilling your potential, and the fact that if you continue to improve by improving these fantastic new skill sets in the way that you deal with things, then you're expanding your potential. So potential. So you can achieve this, and then you could achieve more than this, and then you could do it even more. And so it's that continually expanding potential that is a very exciting thing. I think that's part of what really drew me to this. Okay, so it not only improvement, there's no end point to improvement, and I love that we just keep getting better. It's, you know, I look forward to old age where I was terrified of it, really, I think. Because
it's a massive shift, isn't it?
Yeah, completely. Yeah. Which is just as well.
Yeah. I love that. But it's
my
exciting.
Fellow teacher, Liz Watson,
who's coming.
Who's going to be teaching this workshop with us as well, which I'm so excited about, because she's a fabulous person. I did another recent workshop with her and a couple of teachers. And we were introducing ourselves, and I was telling my story about the knees and hip, and then I found this, and it was really great. And then the two other teachers told their stories about how they had their neck problems and their back problems and a shoulder problem. And then Liz came along and she introduced us, and she said, "I didn't have any problems." She said, "I just got curious."
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, that's really cool, because you don't have to have a problem to benefit from the Alexander technique.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not just for people that have broken all their hips and legs.
Exactly. Or have back issues or neck issues or anxiety or whatever. It can help you improve your movement efficiency and your movement vocabulary in all the things you do in everyday life. The mundane things become pleasurable. Sweeping the yard or digging or, all those things, because you have a new way to enjoy the way you're moving. So that's pretty fantastic.
Yeah.
But also improving your reasoning skills as to planning your life and, fulfilling your dreams and all the things you ever wanted to do. It's the whole shebang. So yeah. Loved it that Liz said it wasn't about problems for her.
No, it's perfect. It is. It's like, for me, anyone who's curious and wanting to kind of improve themselves in some way, it's like, well, let's go for it.
Yeah, absolutely. And the great thing about Alexander Technique is that you can be doing, it's not like you have to sit down and do exercises. It's something you apply, a little thing you got whirring in your head all the time that you're applying to all the things you're doing all the time.
Yeah.
Get out of a chair, sit in a chair, get in the car, drive along, all the things you do. You're thinking about how you can do this with less effort.
Yeah.
And it's nice, actually. Less effort. It's a really lovely way to be. It's a really way to be. Which isn't to say I'm always successful in doing it. I forget. Spinning plates. Spinning plates, spinning that little spinning plate. Oh, I dropped the spinning plate and I've got a sore shoulder. Those, we forget occasionally.
Yeah. We all do.
But it helps a lot.
Cool. Now, when I first heard about the Alexander Technique, I always thought it was about sitting in a proper way. And
me too.
And ITM isn't anything like that.
No, well, the interactive teaching method.
It's got lights all over my face.
What's that? First of all, group learning is a group study, and group learning is really encouraged in the interactive teaching method, which the other schools of training in Alexander Technique don't do so much. But the interactive teaching method, it's about the student working things out for themselves, working out what is true, and the teacher's there to help the student do that. So you're not being told things by rote. You're encouraged to work out with the teacher's help by use of hands and in discussion what's going on. So how did you make that change? What must be true in order for that change to have happened? Or what must be true if you just made this movement? How did this happen? Working things out for yourself. Because if you work it out for yourself, then you get it. If you're just told it, you won't just get it. So this interaction thing is really fundamental to it. And when you're in a group session or a setting, the person in the chair, we would say that the person in the chair, in the hot seat, is the person probably learning the least, because the teacher's like finding out all kinds of interesting things. They might be learning a lot, but the people who are watching are going, oh my God, look at that change. When somebody makes a change that they're not sensitive to themselves yet, so they haven't really felt this change, but they've made this incredible change. They've stopped something and their head's gone right up.
They've grown 7 inches.
All kinds of weird things happen, or the shoulder goes back like ways, like there's a open across here, and they cut, and everyone goes wow, and they go what? Because they haven't seen it. So they get the feedback from the group, which is also part of the interaction.
Beautiful, yeah.
So that's feeding back to them about what they didn't notice, but somebody else noticed, and then they'll go, oh yeah, okay, yes, and then it compounds the learning. Everyone's learning is compounded.
Yeah, it kind of anchors it in a bit.
Absolutely, and also the sharing is, and then you watch someone else's lesson, then the lesson you just had sinks in even further, because oh, that's what happened. It just compounds and compounds. So it's a very exciting compounding community process, and the hive mind as well. There's that going on, so people ask questions, and it grows in power.
Sounds juicy, doesn't it? So can you explain what a lesson is for those that don't know?
A lesson.
Well, I sort out my lights. Hang on.
Okay, so in the Alexander Technique, it's not sessions, it's not like a therapy session, it's a lesson, because the Alexander Technique is educative. So it's an education process. You're learning something. So in a lesson, you're learning about certain principles associated with the Alexander Technique, and how they apply to you and your thinking and your body and your movement. So in order for that to happen, you will have a teacher.
Hello.
And the teacher will, hello, and the teacher will interact with the student and use the hands in a particular really delicate way. And what those hands are doing, because it's not like can be a little bit of pushing you around to see what's going on there. But there's an interaction going on with the hands where the hands touch usually the chin and the back of the head, but other parts of the body if you're looking for tension. Looking for tension, really, looking for muscular contraction going on. And those hands are finding out what that person is doing. And when you come in, when you put your hands on somebody's chin and the back of their head and nothing moves, you think, we're meant to move.
Yeah.
We're meant to move. And if you're not using loads of unnecessary muscular contraction, then your head should be quite easily movable by some of us. But if you've got all the brakes on all the way around,
all the muscles are in
any
working.
direction. So as a teacher, you can instantly find out that someone's, oh yeah, everything's jammed on here. So then you know where you're starting from. So part of that interaction is starting to interact with that person's musculature via the hands, really. And slowly over time, that student will become more sensitive to what they're doing and what they're able to stop doing or not able to stop doing, and notice more and more, and make those changes for themselves by changing a sort of, we call thinking, we call all nervous activity, the sending of messages from the brain to the muscles, we call that thinking.
Yeah.
So if you're going to change the way you move, you're going to change the thought that goes behind that movement, or the decision process, and what messages you're going to send to which muscles. And if you say stop, you don't need to contract anymore, that's a change of message. It's a stop message, but it's a different kind of message going on. So you're changing the messages, and that's a reasoning process, that you've changed something in here. So you've changed something up here in order to get a change here, or anywhere else in the body. So this learning, this reasoning process, so the teacher's helping with that all the way through, with this hands-on process and with the discussion. So what happened there? How did you achieve that? Who did it? Who's responsible? Who's in charge here anyway? Student work out how to change.
Yeah.
That's kind of a lesson.
Because I always find, and working with clients myself, people don't notice how much tension's in their body. Like, you think you're relaxed, and then, oh, hang on a minute. Oh, okay.
You have a massage, and the massage has gone, oh my God, sorry. But, you poor darling. I've had that once. I remember before I had Alexander Technique, probably since as well, actually. But I went to Portugal on holiday and went and had this massage with this really brilliant Dutch masseuse. And she went through my back and she said, you poor darling. She said, what have you been doing to yourself? And I had no idea, but it was quite painful. So, but yeah, we do. We carry this continual muscular contraction. And it's tiring, because you're burning calories doing that. Not in a good way, I might add. Yeah. Not burning, just exhausting. Because if your muscles are contracted all the time, it's really tiring. So one of the things that Alexander Technique the benefits of Alexander Technique is more energy at the end of the day, because you're not burning so much muscular energy. That's quite a bonus there. And at the end of the day, I still have a bit of juice left for, staying up a bit longer and reading and doing what I want to do. It's quite good.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing. Because we're like the muscles, we think we're resting, but it's like they're pulling that way and they're pulling that way, and it's just it's weird. You can sit on the floor and contract your thigh muscles, and you haven't changed the joint angulation at all, but they're on. Yeah. And all kinds of we've got all kinds of muscles on all the time without them. Oh, waste of energy. Yeah. And I think silly. That some people think that if they turn off those muscles, their heads will fall off, or or they'll collapse, or that's a bit. And actually, there's a balance, because there is an inertial system where your little postural muscles are doing these little things. Yeah. Now you're having to get involved and add more in, and it's the adding more in that we're taking out. Yes. Which is the doing less bit. Yeah. Which not so much. Exciting. Cool. So, what are we going to do on the day? Because we're doing 10 till 4. We're going to have a lunch break, obviously. Yeah. But so give us an overview of the day. Okay, well, we'll start with an introductions round. Everyone will introduce themselves and say a bit about themselves, so we'll all learn a bit about each other, including Liz and I will do the same thing. And then we'll give what we call the introductory lecture, This is just to introduce the Prince Arno lecture. It should be more fun than I hope it is.
It's just to introduce the basic ideas that we're going to be following and the basic ideas about what the Alexander technique is in the interactive teaching method, teaching definition and those kind of ideas. So just to lay down the foundations of what we're going to be studying. Because what we will be doing, it is study, because you're studying yourselves, what you're doing. As I say, it's educative, something you continue to learn about just by thinking about. That's you're learning, you're studying. So we'll begin our study with this lecture, and then I'll do, or Liz or I, or probably me, I don't know, we'll do a couple of who wants a first go, a couple of lessons just to show everyone how it goes, and we'll probably have a bit of a break. And then we'll start splitting into 2 groups where we will do rotations. So Liz will do a group and I will do a group, and then we'll come back, and then we might swap over, and then Liz will teach the first in group A and group B, and we'll swap over and do another rotation where people will get to choose an activity or sit and have a lesson while everyone else joins in and does this chatty thing. And then we'll come back to the big group together and see how we got on and have a bit of a big group chat, and then we'll have lunch, and then we'll do the same thing in the afternoon. So some rotation hours where you get to sort of swap over. We might switch the groups and mix up the groups in the afternoon. So it's a different group. Yeah. Because a small group with a teacher, and then a different teacher, and then a different kind of group configuration with one teacher and then another teacher. You're getting different kinds of experiences. Yeah. With different teachers and different fellow students. So it mixes it up, and again, it's this compound learning where your different experiences build throughout the day, and then you can get some common themes emerging depending what comes up with people's lessons. If somebody brings a particular issue, and then conversation gets fired up, and you just never know what's going to happen. But generally, there'll be a theme or 2 emerging, and the conversation will continue in the big group when we all return to have a general chat, and then it's a wind up and what did you like, what didn't you like, and all those kind of things.
And then probably plead for you to come back.
Oh yes, well that would be great. Always like repeaters. Yeah, all being well.
It'd be fun.
But it should be a lot of fun, because it's all
this isn't a day of coming and hearing about it. This is a day of experiencing.
Oh, goodness me, there is nothing like it. I can't tell you. That a group experience and a group workshop is the best. It really is the best. It's my favourite thing to do. I love teaching one-to-one. I love teaching ongoing group classes. But a workshop experience where you get these rotations and you get these new people and everyone finding out new things about it, there's an excitement that builds that's just nothing like it. Yeah. It's a great voyage of discovery for everybody. Yeah. It's really...
and everyone's going to leave having had fun, learnt something, and freed their bodies up.
Exactly so. Yeah. Something to take away, lots of laughter, and it's really, I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
Oh, I'm so excited. Happy birthday.
Thank you, Eloise, so much for inviting me.
No, that's okay. I'm excited that you and Liz agreed to come. I'm like, yay, it's going to be fun. Yeah. So we need to get some people here. Who is this for? Give us a quick rundown of who could come.
Oh, right.
I know what you're going to say. Anyone.
No, it's like everybody is right on everything. It's your target market.
No, we don't want any of that.
No, we don't. So if you're interested in moving more easily in your daily activities, then this is for you, absolutely. If you're interested in greater control of your responses to things in life and a bit more calmness in your life and less muscular tension in your life, this is definitely for you. If you have an activity like a musical instrument playing or speaking, a public speaking that you like to do, or singing, or a sport activity, something like that, and you'd like to improve your technique in that particular certain movement patterns that you do in your everyday, or you sit at a computer for hours and then you get really sore and stiff, or you've got phone neck, or
or texting thumb,
texter's thumb, or this is for you. If there's anything you'd like to improve on in your life, this is for you. Certainly, if you have aches and pains and twinges, if you have a medical condition, obviously you should seek primary health care. But there's still something that what I often talk about is my condition, in my arthritic condition, and my response to the condition. And so there's a big possible different interpretation of ratio there. Some people could say it's 80% condition, 20% response to condition. I think it's very often the other way around.
So true.
Yeah. So and I change my mind daily, by the way, on a bad day. So it's all
its fault.
Actually, when I'm doing better, it's because I'm responding better.
Yeah.
So it helps with all kinds of things, all kinds of issues, all kinds of helping you move more easily. Anything you want to do better.
Yes.
Technique can help you with.
It can help.
So it is for everyone. I take it back. It is for everyone. Yeah.
Now, I've only had a few lessons over, about 18 months?
Right, yes.
I had one with you.
Oh, yes.
At least. And I have to say, like, I noticed, like, I'm quite sensitive to my body given what I do, but I really notice things freeing up just from one lesson.
Yes.
And so when I experienced having a couple of lessons in a day, I really noticed the difference. And then when I went back into normal life, just walking down the road felt easier. And when I was dancing, I'm like, oh, my body feels just so much lighter and freer, so I can do things more without having to stress. And
absolutely,
it's beautiful.
So a change in your thinking or new ideas can create new ways of moving that will last you. And you may not feel they last you because you may become sensitive to yourself later that you think, oh, I'm really intense. But actually, we call this the 1 year rule. If you look back at yourself a year ago, if I look back at myself now, a year ago and a year ago and a year ago, where I was a few years ago and where I am now, even though I'm still going, compared to where I was, I've improved. Let me tell you, you become more sensitive to yourself. So you think you're doing crap and you're not, you're doing, you're noticing more.
It just becomes normal after a while.
Exactly. Yeah. But you get better at it and your reward is a bit more depth into it, so but yes, these ideas are for keeps and you can apply them to everything you do every day, and that's very exciting.
Yeah It's going to be a lot of fun.
I can't honestly.
So it's the 2nd of June, 10 a.m. till 4 p.m. I have the Hilton in Brighton penciled in. It's on hold for us. So all now we need is people. So
I can't wait. Yes, please come. I would love to meet you all.
Yes.
Yes.
And if you've got any specific questions that you want to ask Francis or Liz or me, just drop us an email.
But,
and I'll fire them over to you guys if I can't answer them.
Brilliant.
But yeah, it would be lovely to have a nice group of people and have a nice fun day.
Yeah.
Maybe really go to the seaside.
Now, it's only a few weeks away, which is brilliant. And it will be summer.
Yes. Although it is today. Look, the sun on my face.
It's not today. It's really cold here again.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
Tomorrow, maybe.
You need to come to sunny Brighton. You see.
Yes. Rainy Bristol.
Oh, well, thank you for this. It was good to have a chat.
Thank you so much. Thanks for the chat. Really enjoyed it. You didn't get a word in, did you?
Well, that's fine. No, it's okay. Is there anything else you want to say before we end this?
Just thank you, and I hope to meet people and to have some fun doing this wonderful workshop, which is about this incredible work, because it's a really big life-changing body of work, and I can't wait to share it.
Yeah, perfect. Well, I'm looking forward to June. And
me too. Thank you so much.
That's okay. Thank you.